Hi everybody, Jo here again. Thanks so much for popping in. Looking forward to a bit of crafty play today. And I've been asked by one of our lovely friends and followers if I could come up with a design that would be useful for a friend who's moving house and she's really into fairies. So thought I'd use a stamp that I haven't used for a long time, and it's this beautiful stamp called Mushrooms. But also I thought we'd bring in a bit of stencil work in the background, because again we haven't done a bit of stencil work for a while. So I thought I'd just show you, again, if you haven't got a lot of stamps, there's just a couple of stamps here in the main design, beautiful stencil and a sentiment. And I have to say, home is where the heart is. Can't go wrong with that, can you? And as always, I've got a design on the back of the card and on the envelope. Just permanent ink and Posca again, which is permanent, so if it gets wet in the post, it's not a problem. So that's what I've come up with. And if you don't have these stamps, maybe look for something similar, or just go through your stash and see what you have got. I'm sure you've got something that's suitable and that you can craft along with me. I have to say, so exciting that so many of you have messaged me to say you've been crafting along with me recently, that you watched the first time to see what I'm going to do. Then you go and look through your stash and often tidy it up, which again, that's not a bad thing. And then you come and join me and we have a play. And I just think that's lovely. Honestly, that's what we're here for, to inspire you, but also to be with you, because I know some of you are on your own. And crafting, again, it can be quite lonely, can't it, when you're in your craft room on your own? You know, I have Eric with me, and I know he's a dog, but you know what? I just don't feel like I'm on my own. So it's nice that we can pop in and just spend time with you. Right, less talking, more crafting. Nocturne. So it's the black, it's the permanent ink, and this beautiful stamp look, Mushrooms. And I have to say, look at that. Now, if you're somebody who likes making a lot of backgrounds with dinkles or inks, with this being a silhouette stamp, it's fabulous if you've got quite a, dare I say, dirty, messy background. I know our Sarah uses this a lot, and it works well if you've got a pre-made background. So I thought I'd come in and show you more of a clean and simple way of using it. But it's lovely that you can get that inspiration. So no matter, I mean, it's not even what type of crafter you are. Sometimes for me, it's how I feel on the day. Sometimes, don't tell anyone, but I do like getting a bit down and dirty. Other days, I like to see if I can keep that clean white space. So often, if you're not sure about it, just pop the acetate on your card and it'll give you an idea. Now, I think you could actually, like I've done on the envelope, just pop it in the corner, you know. I might have to do that design. So like we've got, and just put the foliage up the side. I think that will be stunning. But for this one, I'm going to do like I have done. Did I tell you, 5.5 inch square multifarious card? And I'm just going to ink it up. Now, lots of light tapping. It's a silhouette, so you want plenty of ink on there. But don't press too heavy. Again, if you're one of our lovely new followers, the instinct is with a silhouette to press heavy, but it almost squishes out. So just nice light tapping, but make sure you get plenty on there. And if you're not sure, just hold it up in the light and you'll see where the ink's wet. And then let's see if we can put this in the middle-ish. I say ish because I'm afraid when it comes to me and crafting, everything has to be an ish. Because after all, this is a handmade design. So it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be spot on because it's handmade. It's not machine made. Although I have to say, I think Carl might be quite happy if I was a machine. I think his ironing might get done a lot quicker. Tea might be on the table without me still being in my craft room saying, I'll be with you in a minute. Right, so I've just given that a couple of seconds because, as I say, it is a silhouette and I want that ink to soak in. And look at that, stamps just beautifully. Now, I'm just going to give that a bit of a blot. And that's because I'm going to introduce the stencil work next, and I don't want this to smudge. And the stencil we're going to use is this beautiful flourish. And when I was looking at my stencils, I just thought these beautiful bells almost, they reminded me of this shape. But I'm going to come in with my small acetate circle mask just to pop around the actual little mushrooms here. Now I have to say as well, I do think our stickers, our beautiful mushroom stickers, would go well with this. So if you've got those, that could be something else that you could add to the design. And the ink I've gone for, this beautiful blue, is Blue Lagoon. And what I'm going to do first, just blend in the lid, always blend in the lid. It's just such a good habit to get into. And I'm just going to put a light, so that's dabbing on the mask first, and just a very light area around that mask. Now, if you've got a new ink pad, or it's a very juicy ink pad, and you'll know your ink pads, they're all different. Just make sure you just want, I'll take it off, and it is a very light. I'm not even sure if you can pick that up. It's just a light area. I don't want too dark a line. And I can pop that back, look. And then I'm going to come in with my stencil, and the area I want is this bit here. And again, for me, I always make sure these edges are off because I'm liable to go over. And I'm going to go from the moon mask up to that corner first. I'm just going to move this out the way, but I'm dabbing in the ink and in the lid. Remember, hold your brush nice and gently. And it's a tickle through the stencil. And I'm starting off near our lovely stamp, and then when I've got less ink on my brush, I'm going up into the corner. Now again, I'm going to ink up, but start at the circle mask and then lighter into the corner. And I can lift this up and have a look. Oh yeah, that's lovely. And I just want to fuzzy this edge a little bit. So I'm very lightly, look, just catching that edge. Like that. So make sure that goes back. And then I want the same bit, but this way. So again, coming down. So if I put that there and hold on to that, back into the ink and into the lid, and then back round the circle, and where I've got less ink, into the corner. And what you'll find with using the same bit of the stencil, I can actually pick a little bit of that ink up that's on the stencil. Lift it up, let's have a look. Oh, that's nice. In fact, I don't think I'll add any more. I like that as it is. And we'll just give this a wipe. And again, look at that. I think that's beautiful. Now, very quickly, I've got a spare piece of card here. So we'll just get our spritzer bottle. And this is where Eric gets a nice little shower. He loves a spritz with the bottle. And we'll give that a bit of a... And again, we'll just get a background. Don't know how much. I didn't ink up a huge area. Oh, there's enough. But you know what? I could do with just... Let me just see if we've got a little bit left. Might not have. To just put a bit in this corner. Yes. Lovely. Now look at that. And I always think these, now I have to say, if you look at the acetate, you know, I reckon you could stamp the same design and you can almost get a positive and negative. So that's your spare, your freebie, your bonus. And I think that'll be lovely when it's dry. So we'll get back to this. And then what I'm going to do is just stamp now this another beautiful stamp, and it's called Spirit of Spells. And again, if you're not sure, if you've got to this stage and you're not sure, just pop it on and have a look. And for me, if I would take a picture at this stage and then take a picture like that and just see, for me, when I put the two together, I feel as though this one, there's something missing. I know we've got to add the colour, but I just think that stamping just almost frames it. And the colour I've decided for this, I was a bit unsure, but in the end I've gone for Bally Blue. And again, if you're not sure first or second generation, stamp it on your copy of paper and have a look. I decided first because I want to be able to see the lovely words. And what I'm going to do is just stamp the middle star almost in the middle of our lovely houses, mushroom houses. There we go. So we'll add the sentiment, and our lovely sentiment, home is where the heart is from the words of the heart. And the other one is love you to the moon and back. But I thought with us having the lovely mushroom houses, so again, I'm thinking this could make a new home card. I mean, you could even use this as a get well card, a thank you card. So what we'll do now is just add a little bit of colour. So we can get rid of that. And for the windows, I decided I wanted to make it look like the lights were on. So I've gone for my gold Wink of Stella. Just so I've got that bit of sparkle as well. And then also round my lovely hearts here, I thought I'd add a little bit of gold there, just to sort of emphasise them. And then I'm thinking, let's have some highlights. So with my lovely pastel pencil, I'm just going to add a little bit of highlight. Now again, if you want, you've got your lovely Signo pen, if you want to use that. And I'll just use that on these lovely bells, because my pastel pencil isn't, I think this just being that bit finer, and you can always add a little bit more emphasis with this. Next to some shadowing. So as you know, recently I've been using my silver Wink of Stella for shadow. Now it might be you want to use your pastel pencils, and I'm just thinking just under the mushrooms here we'll have a bit of shadow. And because I've put my highlight on that side, I'll just go along this side for a little bit of shadow, and then a little bit under here. And if I want to blend that out a bit, I can just come in with my clear, just sort of to fuzzy those edges and blend it a little. And for me, it's things like that lovely shadowing that make all the difference. And finally, I'm going to add some lovely splats, and this is with the sparkle. And because I've got the gold, I thought the yellow. Now it could be you want to just use your blue, but I just thought it brings that yellow. And again, I'm going across, I'm doing the diagonal, just because I find the diagonal is very pleasing to the eye, but we're reading a Z across a page, so a diagonal always looks nice. And that's it. Nice and simple. Look at that. A lovely, lovely card design. Now, if you wanted to make some notelets, I think you could make this a few times, couldn't you? And don't forget, we've got that lovely background. Look how that's dry. Oh, I don't even know which way up I'm going to have that. Sorry, hope I didn't make you dizzy. Oh, I can't wait to use that. I do think this may be stamped in the... Yeah, I'm off to do that. So, thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed the inspiration today. Have a look through your stamps. Have you got this gorgeous stamp? Have you used it recently? What stamp are you going to pop in the middle? Can't wait. I know you're such a clever lot, and it's lovely how we do share our inspiration. If you pop something on social media, please tag me in, because I love to see what you're up to, and it's lovely how we can just inspire each other. So you take care, enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Love and hugs from me. Bye for now.